So lads, chances are, if you're watching this video, you already know what you should be doing, but sadly, you're just not doing it. So there's obviously a little bit of a disconnect here when it comes to you achieving your goals, moving up the ladder in life, building your physique, your business, your mindset, and becoming absolutely undeniable. And especially if you work a 9 to 5 or you're already into the entrepreneurial space, but you know you're destined for more, but you seem to be bottlenecked by your routine, your productivity, or your time management. This video here is going to break everything down into the deepest, most direct solutions on how you can actually change your routine, maximize your day-to-day living, and operate from the highest frequency possible. So on the whiteboard, I honestly believe, right, that in 2025, the biggest flex you can possibly have is to have real focus. You need to be absolutely and utterly obsessed with everything that you're doing right now, everything that you're moving towards. The guys that make it in life are the absolute psychos. The guys that make the money, that have the best physique, the best routine, the best relationships, they're obsessed with momentum. They're obsessed with progress. You can't just half-arse it. You can't just half-heart it. You need to put yourself in a mental frame, a place and space in your heart and head where you are all fucking in. And if you truly want to escape the 9 to 5, if you're one of these guys, which, you know what, this is not a video shaming the 9 to 5 at all. I don't want to have any controversial opinions on it. I honestly believe if you want to escape the 9 to 5, go you. If you want to stay in your 9 to 5 but max out in other areas, then again, this video is still absolutely perfect. So, a lot of guys, first and foremost, before we dive into the full daily breakdown and debrief, a lot of guys think they need balance, okay? But in reality, they actually just need alignment, which you can see here. You don't actually owe anyone anything. You need to learn how to say no first and foremost. And we're going to approach this from an inside out and back to front perspective. Because if you can learn how to say no, understand more than anything else, guys, this incredible quote, that success loves, a wee heart here, speed, with 3 E's. But understand this, you can't go fast without subtraction. So you gotta learn how to say no and rub out anything in life which doesn't actually serve you. All those social occasions, all those meaningless nights out, all those wasted hours on Tinder, doom scrolling, Instagram, TikTok, self-development pornography. This video itself could be classed as self-development pornography, but bear with me because I want to provide some value. Hopefully you understand me by now. Every single video was absolutely packed full of value. But if you want to go fast, guys, you need to remove all of the things that are currently weighing you down. The vices, the sleeping in, the doom scrolling, the staying up too late, the chasing tail, all that jazz, okay? Even drugs, alcohol, that kind of stuff, you know? Because the mindset you want to have before you even implement any of this system, right, is that you have to work every single day, every single solitary goddamn motherfucking day like it's your last, but also frame it as in and as if that you're going to live forever. That is the way I operate every single day in life. It's like I work and max out every single day to my highest standard because that's when I'm most aligned. But then I play the game like it's infinite. Play the game like it's going to last forever. And that gives me flow, that gives me confidence, that gives me clarity. Because when you play the infinite game in life, you always have room to grow. There's no pressure, there's no stress. You don't operate from fear, you can operate from love. Okay, so I just wanted to set the mind right before we dive into this. Because if your thoughts, your beliefs, your actions, your behaviors aren't in the right place and space right now, then this daily structure, one, would overwhelm you 100%. But if you feel like you're destined for more, there's more potential, there's more room for growth, then I'm going to run through my unique mechanism for buying back more time, building solid momentum, aligning with your North Star goals, and actually smashing each and every single day. So you can either escape the 9 to 5, build upon your business, develop your business further, scale your physique, your health, your standards, become utterly obsessed again with the mission, and really bring so much structure to your life. So we're going to dive in. We break the day, right? We break each and every single day into 3 mini days, okay? And I like to call it me, we, and be. We'll highlight these, okay? I call it me work, we work, and be work. Me work every single morning is about aligning, getting your self-work done, your self-study, your fitness, your nutrition, your hydration, your supplementation, all the stuff, right, that is literally the foundational building block for your health, yourself, your cognitive performance, your energy, your alignment for each and every single day. Think about how good you feel when you leave the gym. You're aligned, you're breathing properly, you're oxygenated, you feel great, you've got a pump, you feel ready, high energy, right? So we want to make sure we're stacking that first thing in the morning. We want to work, I really mean this, we want to work relentlessly on a morning to stack as much self-growth as possible, because this is going to align you for the later parts of the day. So, have you ever heard the quote? If you're not enjoying your 9 to 5, you best be ready to work from 5 to 9. Well, I'm going to 3x it, because we're not just going to work from 9 to 5 and 5 to 9. We're going to work from 5 to 9, 9 to 5, and then 5 to 9. So 3 mini days. So I'll cue this up nicely for you, so we actually have little pockets to work within. Okay? So me work in the morning, right? We want to be getting up at 4:30 a.m. minimum. Okay, that's the latest I'd be getting up if I really want to go all in and push the boat here. Because you need to buy yourself time in the morning. You need to buy yourself space. You need to buy yourself peace, thinking time. For me personally, I wake up 4:30, I take a piss, I weigh myself in. So, piss, weigh in. You always got to check the scales, guys. You got to see where your physique's at, how much you weigh, and it's just the first metric we track every single day. Wake up, piss, weigh yourself in, water in the face, splash, freshen up, clothes on. You're straight downstairs, and then we got to go right in to high elevation breathing, high frequency habits, right? You got to get breathing, you got to get circulating blood around your body. So I would be going for anywhere between, 30 to 50 push-ups straight out the gate, okay? And the thing is, the night before, you're already, got your electrolytes in the fridge, your supplements laid out, your clothes laid out. We'll get to that part, we will. But you've pre-planned everything the night before, so you're clear. You wake up in the morning, these 2 habits and the push-ups are done, and you're G'd up already. You've literally flushed all that morning fog away. You're thinking clearly because you're oxygenating the body. Then we want to make sure you're correcting your thoughts, your beliefs, your actions, and your behaviors for the day. This is morning assumptions, okay? So, assumptions. This is essentially when you take directions from God. A lot of people pray. A lot of people journal. It's a bit wishy-washy, right? God's way too busy to speak to you, right? He's way too busy to communicate with you. So you have to listen to your intuition, right? And you can only be aligned with your intuition consciously congruent when you're aligned with your mission, okay? So take assumptions, understand what's your thoughts, what's your beliefs, what's your actions, what's your behaviors for this day. Clean slate, yesterday's wins, not today's. Tomorrow's, not today's. We only have now, okay? So assume that you've achieved the goal in which you want already. Understand it, feel it. Let's say it's 20K a month. You've got a 6-pack. You've got an 11 out of 10 girlfriend. You're living in Dubai, Bali. You're crushing it. You're just, dream life, dream state. Assume it's done already, because that'll put you into the feeling, so you can behave your way to that every single day. It's all about alignment on a morning. You need to put yourself into the body, into the mind of the man who has what you want, so you can reverse engineer all of the steps back to where you're at now and think, what habit, what lever can I pull, do, or implement today to move myself forward by just 1%, right? Because it's literally just a game of behaving your way to success once you're clear. Actions, thoughts, beliefs, behaviors, okay? So morning assumptions get done. And then I would take a nice little moment. I'm just going to highlight this so I don't get around it. I would take a moment to scan through your daily diary. Okay, so your essential like to-do list, get clear, and then think top 3 for body, and then biz, right? Your top 3 priorities for your body today. Is it macros, movement and hydration, training session or cardio? Whatever it is, have it clear, have it noted down. Have a time boxed in for that. When are you getting it done? Nothing feels better for your brain than ticking a box knowing you're moving the needle forward. You've also got to have the top 3 for business. Whether you're still working your 9-5, whatever, or maybe you're working your business, whatever, you should have anywhere between 3 to 5 core priorities every single day. And if you pull these levers rather than getting caught up in all the fluff, all of the busy work, then you're going to actually be able to grow and scale your business, move it forward, or just improve maybe financially in the corporate ladder with your current 9-5. So top 3 for body business gets cleared. You're aligned, you're hydrated, you're taking your morning supplements, you've done some push-ups. Guys, you're already winning the day. You're already in a really high frequency state. And then we think, right, we're going to macros, right? We're going to get our daily meal plan sorted. And if you're anything like me, you're a little bit autistic when it comes to this. You would just obviously make sure you've got all your meals prepped and planned the night before. You know exactly what you're having, when you're having it. Make sure MyFitnessPal is completely full for the day, completely tracked, scanned, and put in place so you're dialed into your aesthetics and performance nutrition to make sure you're cognitively operating at your absolute best. That is key. Absolutely key. You're not going to know what you're having for breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack. Running the leverage method, which is my unique method, which is plan protein first for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snack, almost like this. 1, 2, 3, you've got these, you've got protein, you've got carbs, you've got fats. Track all your protein first. If it's 200 grams, think what 4 to 5 protein sources do I need to hit 200 grams. Let's say your carbs are 250. What carbs, fats, what carbohydrate sources for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snack do I now need to match up with the protein? So imagine it's like eggs, chicken, steak, yogurt. It could be sourdough, rice, potatoes, banana. Literally very, very simple, single ingredient whole foods are always going to be the best for digestion, cognitive function, blood flow, mineral and nutrient absorption. And then lastly, you do your fats. That's like your remainder calories. This could be cheeses, sauces, oils, peanut butters, dark chocolates, etc. Just to kind of expand your meals and make sure your hormones are in check. And if you're aiming for like 50, let's say, then that's what we dial in on. So it's very, very simple. I could run into that in a deeper dive, but I keep that for my private members. Hopefully you understand the principles behind that. The macros have to be planned, and then it's straight in to the gym. This is where we're going to crush gym, guys. And we're going to have our gym bag packed the night before. We got our shakers, we got our towel, we got our gym clothes, we got our work clothes, everything's there. And then we're going to go in and crush a full body workout. Why do we train full body 3 to 4 days a week? Well, you can build incredible strength as a natural lifter. You're not oversaturating your body with fluff work and extra volume that's unessential to build your physique. It stops that appetite spike, keeps you more alert. It doesn't mean your legs are super stiff after a crazy leg day. You can build compound functional strength, densify your physique, and just look jacked, lean, and athletic rather than like unfunctional like a bodybuilder and whatnot. And it means you've got rest days every other day where you can run, implement your cardio, have a longer lie-in, work on your business, rest and recover, essentially. This just allows me to stay a hell of a lot more consistent when I have a day-on, day-off approach, rather than running a classic 5 to 6 day push-pull leg split or an upper-lower and just absolutely destroying myself. I just do not have what I used to have when I was in my early 20s. I can't recover that well, and it's a more mature way to train in the full body approach. It just really is. You get stronger, you feel fitter, you're less sore, you're less inflamed. And again, the main one, if you want to have that lean athletic physique, you don't spike your appetite as much because you're that fatigued. You can hold a leaner physique year round. So that's kind of game plan in the morning, guys. Me work. Okay, this stuff here, me work. Working on me, building the best me. You are the foundation for your health, yourself, your life. You got to work on you in the morning. And I would also recommend, if you can fit it in, I would do some R&R, which is read and reflect. Any Stoic books, Robert Greene books, personal development books, a wee 5 to 10 pages, then steal the notes from the 5 to 10 pages, journal on it as well. I think that's just a really healthy thing to do. But essentially what you're doing, you've got like 4 habits to do in the morning. You got your assumptions, read, reflect, you're doing some push-ups, you're hydrating, caffeinating, and you're getting yourself into the gym. And all your macros should be planned the night before, so you're clear on the strategy from the nutrition component going into the actual day. And imagine all that. This is all this stuff that people miss. They put all their eggs in this basket here, and then they're fucked come the end of the day. Whereas if you front load your day, right, you charge your battery up first thing in the morning, you install all this self-worth through the self-work, you're going to find yourself in such an incredible position to think clearly, make better decisions, operate out of alignment, and just win your fucking day, because you can't serve from an empty cup, as they say. So it's putting yourself in that position, putting yourself in that incredible position to just manufacture the best outcomes possible by behaving like the guy that has what you want, okay? And it's got to be across the board. So from there, like I said, obsession's everything. That's a real flex. You got to stay aligned. You got to keep the focus. So that's why we optimize your focus first thing in the morning. If you do want any recommendations on a high performance supplement stack to improve cognitive performance, just message me on Instagram, Lewis McFarlane Coaching. I'll send it all over. Easy as that. Right, so the 9 to 5 is kicking off this kind of like period here, right? This kind of shit. We work, boys, we working, right? We're working in our business, or we're working in the company that has employed us, right? I need you to be smart here, okay? I don't care whether it's your job, your business, your mates employed you, whatever. Take your job fucking seriously, right? You can literally change the whole psychology of how you approach life if you just give a fuck and be worth a damn, okay? 95% of your thoughts are subconscious. So based on environment, you will make good or bad decisions based upon what's happening. Just make sure what you're doing, you're actually fulfilled by it as well. If you have a job that you literally despise, guess what, bro? You can change it. I don't care. You're probably only, taking in 2 to 3K a month anyway, maybe from a job that's paying you. There's plenty more jobs that will pay the exact same amount that you'll probably like a little bit more. I'd optimize for that as much as possible. So that's just one wee, thought first and foremost. But we work is like fulfillment, delivery. You're working in the actual mechanism of life. Certain things you can do to optimize this, guys. I would be fasting, right, during this period of time. I'd be fasting. I'd have your first meal 1 at 12, and then pepper, a walk-in. If you guys are always hitting a midday slump, it's because you're not moving, okay? You're not giving your body an opportunity to digest and partition the nutrients coming in, and you're probably having quite a dense, heavy carb-based meal around lunch. And that's just fucking up your cognition, right? The best way to curb that is capitalize on the insulin response and make sure you get a 10 to 15 minute walk to aid that digestion. It's going to keep you a hell of a lot more alert and stop you reaching for the caffeine, the cans of Monster at 2, 3, 4 o'clock before your scrambled routine where you train in the evening or something and you just feel cooked every night. But I'll get to that. But yeah, meal 1, I want to put this in first and foremost. I would recommend when you go into work, right? This is we work. That you understand completely what you actually have to do in that given day. Don't just go into work and open your email. Get very, very clear on what you want from yourself on that day. Don't just be a job's worth. Be someone, as I said at the start, that's worth a damn, right? Give a fuck. Actually give a fuck about what you're doing. And I don't care if you hate it or not, just give a fuck. Just be the best version of you. And the thing is, if you follow this system in the morning, you will be primed to be the best version of you with anything you do. You're going to be fucking aligned as hell. So We crush first morning block of work in here. Meal, I'd probably maybe have a wee snack here if necessary, like some fruit, something simple. Crushing work here. The thing is with the wee work stuff, it's not really like, there's not really much to go into. It's like you're just literally fucking working, doing the jobs, doing the calls, doing the meetings, optimizing for good brain flow, high performance, good energy, ticking off boxes, emails. It's very like grunt work, just getting the shit done, fulfillment based stuff. So this is your kind of working day. It's just busy work, just busy, doing all this stuff, and you're like, boom, you're a wee bit tired off the back of it. But then we can get to the fun stuff, because like the way I look at it, guys, is the start of your day and the end of your day. It's like a bookshelf, holds everything up. If these front and back ends are fucked, then everything's just going to spill and every day is going to bleed into one another. You're going to feel stress, you're going to feel anxiety, you're going to feel disconnect, and you're going to lack clarity. Whereas if you can have really solid systems from the front and the back end of every single day, you're going to feel very, very aligned, and you're going to control your energy a hell of a lot better. So what I would say is we're going to start with the end in mind. End of the day, plan your tomorrow today. PYTD, right? Plan your tomorrow today. So planning your tomorrow today sinks into the next day. That's what we want to start with, end in mind. B work is when we're going to work on building, guys. Building, being in our creative work. Lateral thinking, okay? This is when maybe you're starting your personal brand, okay? Maybe you're starting your e-commerce, your SMMA, even you're just posting daily content, you're working on your coaching business, whatever it might be. You've got an idea, you want to kick it off, you might be drop shipping, I don't really know. But whatever it is, it comes down to energy management for the full day, so you've got enough energy in the evening to actually do this whilst working on yourself as well. Just as a caveat or just a wee side quest, see by about this time, right, you should have probably hit about 8K steps so far this day. For me, I walk to the gym, I walk after every single meal. When I'm between sets in the gym, I walk around the gym. Always stay moving, guys, always stay standing. The more you move, the more you groove, the better you feel. The more you sit and contract, the worse you feel. So 8K steps is probably hit. Obviously the goal every day is to hit 10. The B work, this is creative time. Okay, so you come home, freshen up. I would maybe walk for another 30 minutes just to clear your head post work and have some lateral thinking time. Just where you can disconnect from phones, social media. You're not listening to anything. You're maybe just like thinking, being in your own head. Because I had the idea for making this video when I was just walking this morning. I was like, I'm going to book a studio and come in, film this video. Another wee 30-minute walk, clear your head, come back. I want you to have dinner around 7, okay? About, 2 hours before bed. Because we don't want to be going to bed with too much food in the stomach, because that can disturb your sleep, because you're going to bed in more of like a digestive state rather than a rest state, okay? You don't want to be sitting with all these carbs in your system all like, stuck digesting them. It's like you want sleep to be sleep, okay? You don't want to just be lying there with a full stomach, because that can affect morning weigh-ins the following day. It can disturb sleep because you're in that kind of digestive process, etc. So yeah, about 2-3 hours prior to the end of the day, that's your last meal cut-off time, okay? The dinner comes in here. You're getting your walk in for lateral thinking. I would say probably a 90-minute work block, like deep work sprint, binaural beats on, you're locked into the laptop, either coaching your clients, developing content, working on finding new products for e-com, helping on the SMMA side of things, doing email marketing, whatever it is, guys, 90-minute sprint. A lot can get done in 3 little chunks, like 3 Pomodoros, 25 on, 5 minutes off, 3 rounds. You're going to feel incredible, guys, just getting that done. And then after dinner, you'll probably have another 60-minute work sprint to, again, run the same play. So you're getting 2.5 hours, guys, 2.5 hours of grind locked in on an evening, and your walk and your dinner, planning your day tomorrow. and running it up. The thing is, with all of this, you might look at it and be like, fucking hell, that's a lot going on here. It is. It is. But I honestly believe if you gave yourself 90 days, 90 fucking days, you wanted to escape your 9 to 5, you worked on yourself hard as fuck in the morning, you pre-planned everything, you leveraged your energy during the day, you gave yourself 2.5 hours a day, 2.5 hours at the end of the day to get the thing off the ground, start putting motion into it, flowing, you would really start building a lot of momentum. And I don't say this lightly. You have to do it every single day. 90 days can change your entire life, right? But you need to lock in. You need to stay extremely disciplined. You need to put yourself in hell, right? I've probably done this for not just 90 days. I've done it for like 2 years straight. Getting up at 3 in the morning, going to bed at like 11 at night, not getting much sleep. But I tell you what, that year and a half that I've done this, boom, changed the whole fucking game. I got rid of vices, I built my first 6-figure business, got in the best shape of my life, relationships only got better. I felt super high energy, even though like I was scratching my head thinking, I'm getting less sleep, how's this working? It's because I optimized my diet, my routines, my digestion, my sleep. Everything got optimized, guys, right? And that's where you're going to win. And the cool thing is, see when you operate like this, right? You become a symbol. And you don't do this for clout, right? But you generally do become a symbol. You become a guiding light for others that want to do what you're doing. And your value for day-to-day living will improve. You'll have more status. You'll have more respect. You'll make more money. Girls will be more attracted to you. Like all of the stuff people want, the outcomes can't happen without all the inputs. And this is essentially like a full deep dive brain spread of what you can do. If you're still working a 9 to 5, if you're still caught in the fulfillment role, and you're still doing all this stuff whilst trying to manage the front and back end, this is how I would operate. This is how I would show up personally for success if I was hungry. Like I said, you don't need balance, guys. You need alignment. If you're very clear on who you are, what you want, where you want to go, and you're maybe just lacking how you need to get here or there, this is the exact system that you need to follow. Remember, you don't owe anyone anything. Do this for you initially. Go all in on you, become the best version of you. You're at the center of your own life. Everything else around you will improve as you improve. Remember, as always, guys, a rising tide lifts all ships. Let's go. Let's get it. I will see you in the next one.